Hey, what's up you guys? It's Kevin Schmidt, physical therapist out here in beautiful Portland, Oregon. Actually, it's not so beautiful right now. It's freezing cold, ice on the ground, snow, you know the deal. So anyway, we're out here at Pedal PT, and let's talk a little bit about stems, or kind of the stem piece. I had somebody reach out to me and say, how do we know we need to get a new stem? Maybe we need to get a shorter stem, maybe we need to get one with more incline. What do I do? And so, like I said, let's talk about what the stem is first, and let's talk about a real simple way that you can kind of start to assess whether you really truly need a stem or not. There's a lot of variables at play. So what we'll do is let's look behind me here. We got this bike here that we can kind of see. The stem is basically just the piece that connects the handlebars to the head tube, or to the steerer tube there. And basically, they come in a variety of different lengths, how long they are, how much incline they are, and basically what they do is they modify kind of the distance from seat to bars, if the bars are higher, et cetera, et cetera. So the idea is that, how do I know which one I need to get? Do I need to get a new stem, et cetera, et cetera? So I think the main thing we'll do is, you gotta make sure that your saddle height is correct first. So that's gonna be a variable that we're not gonna really be able to discuss too much in this. The variability that will influence your reach to the bars, or how high saddle is, fore and aft in the saddle, that will also affect how far you're reaching to the bars, okay? Once that is set, the main thing that you'll want to look at, and we're going to talk about more of like a road bike style, is that you want to make sure that your shoulders from here to here is about 90 degrees or less. So what does that look like? So when we get on the bike, you want to make sure that you're here. This is, 90 degrees from here to here. If you start here straight, there's 90 degrees. If you flex over your bike, you want to make sure with your elbows bent a little bit more that angle right here is 90 degrees. If you're reaching further than that, like that, more like 100 degrees from here to here, that's too far. Then sometimes the idea is that maybe you need to shorten that stem to kind of bring your hands back a little bit more, or sometimes by coming up, that will also kind of shorten that angle. Another thing to think about too is that when we're talking about shoulder angles, that is very much influenced by your posture on the bike as well too. So if we were to have this position like this, and I were to have my hands in the same position, and I just slouch like this, you can kind of start to see how this angle here gets larger, right? So the key is, when you're on that bike, you have to think about sitting up tall, get some backwards bending through your upper back, keep the back flat. And what that does is that oftentimes makes this angle more acute, closer to you. Sometimes we just have to coach folks on posture first, and they don't even need a new stem. So kind of take a look at your posture on the bike. If you're a real rounded person like so here, sometimes you can shorten that shoulder angle purely by teaching them how to sit up tall on the bike, get some forward roll of the pelvis, get the chest up, and that will shorten that angle down. Also, if you're here and you're reaching too far, that might be a sign that you need to go shorter stem, or possibly a little bit higher stem as well too. So think about that. If you guys have any questions, please drop those down there. It's a very complicated multi-variable system about reach issues, because sometimes different seat posts, where the saddle is, if the saddle is a little bit higher, those will all increase your reach. So again, review that. If your saddle is higher, angle of that seat tube. If you go higher, you're gonna go back away from the bars. If you have an offset seat post, a seat post that sits back, that's gonna bring you back further. Also, if you're a bit nose up on the saddle, that's also gonna bring you back further. That will increase your reach, okay? When we're thinking about stems, look at your shoulders, look at your posture, and if you're reaching too far, or you're commonly getting kind of neck, back of the head soreness, upper back soreness, sometimes that is a sign that you're reaching too far, and therefore you need to shorten that stem a little bit. So again, please drop some questions below if you got questions. It's your questions that keep this channel going. Hopefully this made sense. Again, it's Kevin Schmidt, physical therapist, bike fitter out here in Portland, Oregon with Pedal PT. I'll talk to you later, guys. See ya. Cheers.